Namaste. Welcome everyone to our practice this week. And we're going to begin sitting. So come into a nice comfortable cross-legged position and bring your right shin in and then your left. So today we're going to work on some practices of classical sun salutations in order to warm up our spine and to overall warm up the body and create a little bit of flexibility and suppleness in the trunk. We are also going to practice what's called a moon salutation, which is a variation that brings kind of a cooling aspect to the practice. And this will cover some of the standing poses that we've already learned and practiced. Additionally, we're going to go into some back bends today. So make sure that you have your props ready and let's go ahead and begin. We'll begin with chanting and then we'll practice some Ujjayi Pranayama again, the victorious breath, Ujjayi. So roll your inner thighs to your outer thighs. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your sternum. Spread your collarbones. I just feel that nice lift to the spine. Let the corners of your mouth raise up a little bit and bring in a sense of peace and joy into your practice. And thank yourself for taking this time to really give yourself this type of a practice in your busy schedule. Let's join the palms together at the heart center. And then again, roll the shoulders down and back and feel the weight of the elbows drawing down the arms and have that nice lift to the front of your body. And then the back is going to descend down and relax towards the earth. And let your chin be level with the earth and have your ears in line with your shoulders. And then let your chin rest down slightly towards your heart. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and just gaze at your heart center. And begin to listen to your breath. Let your breath come in through your nose. Allow your belly to fill and your heart to fill, your trunk to fill, and just direct your attention towards the heart center with the eye, the internal eye. And just give yourself a few moments to settle into your practice. Oftentimes we're running around quite rapidly and it feels very strange to slow down, but the nervous system is going to be happy from that. And go ahead and do that another time. Feel the quietness resting in that space of the heart. Just listen to your breath. Okay, then from there, let's go ahead and begin. We'll chant Om. Let's chant Om 5 times in today's practice, and then I'll chant the student teacher mantra for us. Inhale. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Saha Viryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu Bhavitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we be nourished together May we be strong together. May we be protected together. And together may we always remain friends. And then go ahead and just bow your forehead in, give a nice stretch to the back of the neck, let your shoulders relax down. And come to a nice inhale. And exhale. Let's rub the palms together and bring the hands over towards the eyes. And then inhale again. And then exhale, bring the hands out. Hold the gaze. Just helping us bring ourselves into this present moment, slow down, and free ourselves from projecting into the future and remembering the past, ruminating, fretting, regretting, or longing. And then go ahead and just place the hands at the heart, everybody, and then release the hands down. And let's go ahead and stretch the legs out. And then crisscross the legs with the other leg in first. And let's go ahead and practice few rounds of the Ujjayi Pranayama. And remember, there's a lift to the spine. And we're going to inhale. And then we're going to create that ocean sound when we exhale. If you feel really confident with your exhale, you can also create that ocean sound on the inhale. It demands a little bit of focus. And you close the back of the throat. So it's the glottis. You're creating this slow breath. You're slowing down the breath. And this has a remarkable effect on the mind. And it has lots of benefits for the thyroid, for your speech. There's all sorts of really good things. And by extension, the mind benefits because it allows the thoughts to still. So this is one of the reasons why it's called the victorious breath, the Ujjayi or Ujjayi, sometimes called. So let's go ahead and come into the Jnana Mudra. Bring the fingers at the end of the knees. You can also relax them back. I like to bring them out. It helps me lift my chest. So let's go ahead and inhale and lift your pelvic floor a little bit. Let the breath stop at the throat, and now close the back of the throat and exhale. Creating that ocean sound. And again, inhale. Lifting the pelvic floor a little bit. Wait at that holding of the breath, exhale. Again, inhale. Creating the ocean sound if you'd like on the inhale, but especially on the exhale. Let it go, exhale. So you want to create an audible sound that you can hear. 2 more. Inhale. Exhaling, creating the sound of the ocean, the vastness of the ocean. Creating the sound of the wind. 1 more. Inhale. You can lift your pelvic floor. When you get to the end of your breath, just stop for a moment and then turn the breath around and exhale, creating that sound. Good. And then relax the arms and have 2 normal breaths. One more. Good. Now just gently, just go ahead and check into your body. See how your body feels today. Just acknowledge the sensations in the body. And then go ahead and check in and acknowledge your state of mind. What are your thoughts like? Are they fast, slow, dull, sleepy? Are they restless? Are they disorganized? Are they focused? Just check in on the thought waves and the quality of your thoughts. And then last bit, go ahead and check in on the quality of your emotions today in this practice. you're coming into the practice with, what kind of mood are you in? And without analysis or judgment or opinion, just make a note, become what's called the witness. Just observe. And just release any attachment you have to having a particular mood, a particular thought, and a particular state in your body. All right, good. And then from there, let's go ahead and release that practice. And let's come off of our support and let's begin our asana. And you can continue with the Ujjayi Pranayama as you practice. But you can also just have it as a standalone practice. Okay, let's go ahead and stretch the legs back, come into like a lightweight push-up, spread the fingers, and then release the other leg. Good. And then come and sit in the Vajrasana, everybody. Just gonna do some warm-ups and then release the wrists a little bit. Feels good. Good. And then turn the palms away and then reach the arms up. Good. Let's stretch and reach up. Lift the trunk, lift the side ribs, right? The floating ribs, lift them up away from the waist. And then exhale, let's release the arms down. Take your hands back. We're just gonna lean back. We're gonna begin to open up the chest and come into a little bit of an arch. If you wanna be on the fingertips, that's fine. If you wanna place your blocks underneath, that's also fine. Good. And then let's go ahead and release. And then everybody come up onto the knees and let's sweep the arms up, arch back. And then exhale, let's sit. Again, inhale, reach up, have a little arch, and then exhale, let's sit back down. As you do that, lengthen your lower back, arch back, and then exhale, come down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, reach up, exhale, come down, and then inhale, arch up, and then exhale, let's come down. Ooh, let's bring the hands back to the front, come into a tabletop, spread the fingers wide, and then lift up. Let's come into a cat, the cow position, Malasana, and exhale, let's come into that cat position. And then again, inhale, arch. Go ahead and create some suppleness in the spine and bring that in with the breath. Exhale. And again, inhale, press the knees down apart. And then exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's sit back in Vajrasana, bring the knees together again, and then grip your fingers, and then again, rotate your wrists. And try to have the opposite grip this time. And then inhale, turn the palms away, and stretch the wrists, and then reach up. Open those armpits. Good, look up now. And then exhale, let's bring the arms to the side, and then let's lean back again. Bend the elbows a little bit, press into the back ribs, you lift the chest. Get a nice clear breath in the front of the chest. Let it spread. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and come up, bring the hands forward again. Good. And then curl your toes, everyone. Take your knees apart a little bit, and let's go ahead and press into the knees and lift them off the floor a little bit. Let's engage the abdomen, and let's come down again. Let's do that a couple more times, and then we'll come up into downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And then release the knees down. Let's go up into downward dog now, but let's go ahead and do it in stages. Inhale. And then exhale, lift the knees up. And then inhale again. Let's straighten the legs a little bit more. Bring the hips up. And then exhale, start to straighten the legs. Bring the heels to the floor. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Inhale again. And then exhale, let's come down onto our hands and knees. Let's do it with the cat-cow now. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the spine, lift the hips, come into downward dog for number 2. Hold the position. Breathe with the Ujjayi if you feel comfortable. And then inhale, come back into your hands and knees. Let's scoop the chest up, arch the spine. Exhale, lift the kidneys to the ceiling now, and now push the floor away, and then come into your downward facing dog again. Good. Now from here, just look at your hands and walk your feet all the way up. And let's have a nice forward bend. Stretch the whole back body down. Good. Pressurize into the feet into the floor. The feet can be hip distance or together. If you can, have your hips over your ankles. If to do that, you need to bend the knees, that's completely fine. Just feel that feeling of bringing the chest closer and closer to the legs and lengthening and releasing the pain in the lower back. If you have any severe injury there, you definitely want to bend your knees or totally avoid the pose. Let's bring the hands to the waist now and look forward, and we're going to peel up and come up standing. Good. And then feel the blood rush from the head. All right, we're going to go ahead and practice the classical Sun Salutations. We're going to do a series of 12. Okay, so it's really important to connect to your breath, and we're going to do the basic variation. If you'd like to add in any variations, you can. I will just teach us the basic one. Okay, so we're going to stand with our feet together. You can stand with the feet together. You can stand with the feet apart. You can stand with the feet in a little bit of a V like this. Okay. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to bring the arms forward to this time. We're going to lift up, and we're going to come into a little back bend. We're going to arch back. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to squeeze the belly. We're going to bring the arms forward. If that hurts your back, bring the hands to the waist, okay? And then you can go down that way. Squeeze the belly, bring the arms alongside the ears, and we're going to fold down. And now we're going to bring our feet into a parallel. Good. And then from here, we're going to step the right foot back. We're going to look up at the space between the eyebrows, and then we're going to go through the practice. Now, plank, lower the knees down, bring the chest to the floor and hold. Inhale, and then exhale, bring the hips down and come into Cobra Pose. And then from there, press back and come into the mountain or down dog. And then step your right foot to your right thumb. Look up to the third eye, and then exhale, take your left foot forward and fold. We're going to rise up with the arms extended forward. We're going to come into a low back bend. And then we're going to bring the hands to the heart. Let's begin again. Second side. Inhale. And exhale. Left leg back. And then come into the top of the push-up. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra, strengthen your back. And then press up, come into mountain or down dog. Left foot comes forward. Look up. And then step your right foot forward and fold. Inhale, let's come up. Arch back if that's okay on your spine and your lower back, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Okay, now we'll just continue. We're going to go 10 more rounds. Inhale and exhale. Squeezing the belly on the way down. Right foot back. Look up. Plank. Knees and chest. Chin. Cobra, pointed toes. Press the floor and come up. Right foot and left foot. Complete the forward bend. Inhale, rise up. And hands to the heart. Inhale. And exhale. Left leg back. Right leg. Knee. Chest, chin. Bring the hips down. Cobra. Press the floor away. Right away. Left foot steps up. Look up. Right foot steps up. Fold down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale. Look at your hands as you rise up. Carrying on, inhale. Exhale. Right foot back. Left leg. Knees and chest and chin. Bring the hips to the floor. Lift the back, lift the chest. Press the floor all the way away. And then right foot up. And then left. Inhale. And hands to namaste. Inhale again. And exhale. Left foot. Right. Knees, chest, chin. Come through, point the toes. Press up and back. Left foot to the left thumb. And then right away, step your right foot up, fold. And then inhale. We're going to rise up and bring the hands to the heart. All right, halfway there. Carrying on. Inhale and exhale. Let's put the right leg back. And then left leg. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Pause here for a moment. Then push off the toes. Bring the hips forward and down. Wake up the back. And inhale, press up and back. Right foot steps. Left foot, fold. Inhale, come up. And then back to the heart. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Exhale. Look at your hands as you come down. Left leg back. And then right into plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Low cobra. High cobra. Press the floor away. Downward dog. Left foot to the left thumb. Look at your space between your eyebrows, your third eye. And then exhale. Step the right foot up to meet the left fold. Inhale, rise up. Look at your hands. And exhale. Good. 4 more. Inhale. Opening the front of the body. Exhale. Fold. Right foot back. Look at the third eye. Exhale. Plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, point the toes. Look up. Come into the high cobra now. And then back into the downward dog. Or mountain. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Look at the third eye. Exhale, left foot steps up. And you complete the fold. Inhale, bring up with the flat back. Look at the hands in front of you, along the ears, arch back. And then exhale to namaskar. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. Look up and arch. Exhale, plank. Knees, chest, and then chin. Bring the hips toward the floor. Come up into the low cobra. And then press the floor away. Come into the high cobra. Back and down. Left foot to left thumb. And then right foot to right. Fold. And let's inhale, rise up. And exhale. Good, last 2. Inhale. Exhale, look forward, squeeze the belly on the way down. Right foot sits back. And then left leg back. Knees, chest, chin. Come to your low cobra. And then press the arms straight, lift up into the high cobra. And then come into the downward dog. Right foot steps up. And then the left foot. Fold. Inhale, let's rise up. And then exhale. Inhale, last one. And exhale, fold. Left leg back. Exhale, step back. Knees, chest, chin. Bring your chin, bring your hips down, look forward. Activate the back muscles. Strong legs. Inhale, press the elbows straight. And then come into the downward facing dog. Yeah, shoot your left foot up between your hands. Look at the third eye. And then exhale, step your right foot up. And complete your fold. And then inhale, let's rise up. Arch back in that back bend. And then exhale. Bring the hands to the heart. And just stand here, take it in. Release the arms to the side. Just relax in Samasthiti. Okay, one more breath. All right, good. Let's go ahead and come to the center of the mat. And we're going to have the short sides of the mat to the side. If you have blocks and you'd like to have them waiting for you in case you'd like to use them, you can place one on each side. So let's begin with our feet together, or they can be hip distance. Now we're going to come into the Moon Salutations. And this practice develops flexibility in the hips after the awakening and energizing from the Sun Salutation. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Come into a nice straight spine. You're going to grab hold of your right wrist with the thumb and index finger of your left hand. And we're going to go ahead and stretch to the left. We're going to come into that deep lateral extension to the right side of the body. Squeeze the legs together, lift the kneecap. Good, and then come up. And then exhale, we're going to bring the arms to a cactus. We're going to spread the feet wider than the hips. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to bend the knees out, coming into the Devi Asana, so goddess pose. Okay, so come up and down a few times as you kind of warm up the thighs. Good, and then come up. And then we're going to turn the right toes in, turn the left leg out. We're going to reach out into triangle pose. Okay, so come into your triangle pose, extend your waist, turn your chest, turn the rib cage. Good, and then inhale, let's rise up. Now we're going to turn towards the left leg, step your right foot in. We're going to bring the hands back. You can either come into the reverse prayer, like that. You can also just bring your fists together, or you can keep your hands at the waist. All right, so inhale, let's go ahead and lift the chest. And then exhale, we're going to fold down over the left leg. Lengthen through the spine. Bring your head, neck, and trunk down as far as you can comfortably go by standing in the pose. Make your legs strong. And then come to your Ujjayi breath. Good. Then from here, we're going to inhale and we're going to come up. If you can, keep the hands where they are and just step a little wider. And then bring your right knee to the floor. And come into a lunge. And then release the hands and sweep the arms up and come up into full Anjanasana. So lift and arch the chest back. You can bend down as deep as you like into the hips. Good, and then exhale, just bring your hands all the way to that left foot. and pause for a moment. Give yourself a breath. And then from here, you're going to turn to your right and come into a wide-legged position. Look forward, and then let's go ahead and fold down. Bring the head down. Walk your hands back. And allow your breath to move into that ocean breath. Notice how calm it keeps you and how it allows you to extend the breath. It allows you to extend that exhale especially. Good. Now from here, we're going to transition. Now we're going to bend the left knee. We're going to come into a side squat. So you can have the heel lifted on the left foot, or you can have the heel all the way down, just depending on what you feel like stretching and access that you have. If you don't choose to bend the knee all the way, that's okay too. You can come to just a slight bend. Good. And then from there, everybody, let's come up and let's go to the other side. Stretch down through the opposite leg. And again, connect to your breath. We're going to hold the pose just a little bit. Good. Let's come up. And now let's heel toe the feet together, closer together, but hip distance apart. And then we're going to come and squat into Malasana, into the Garland Pose. And you can practice that with the block underneath your hips. If you find that the knees suffer in this pose, or that you feel out of sorts in the full squat, so you can just go ahead, otherwise practice the full variation. Breathe, coming into that Ujjayi breath. Good. And then from there, everybody, we're going to go ahead and come all the way up. Reach up. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Open the legs wide apart again. Let's go ahead and come into the squat on the right side. And then turn to your right now. So you're going to spin on your heels. And we're going to release the left knee to the floor. And we're going to come into Anjaneya on the right. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Reach up, arch back. Arms can be the width of the ears, or you can also grip the fingers together in the mudra of Kali. Good. And then exhale, let's release the hands down. Rest a moment. Good. Now let's curl the back foot. Step the back foot in a little bit. Bring your hands to your waist, everybody. Straight legs coming into the pyramid pose. Reach the arms back behind you. Come into either the reverse prayer, or you can connect your knuckles, or you can just bring the hands to the waist. Good. Left hip forward, right hip back. Let's lift the chest, everyone. Look up. And then exhale. Lead with your chest. Look forward as you peel your trunk over the right leg. Keep extending through the heart to the chin, and then bring in that Ujjayi Pranayama if you can. Good. Let's go ahead and press up through that right heel. Lift the chest, release your arms, and take another giant step back with that left foot. Let's open up a little wider, turn the trunk to the left, and then exhale, reach the arms out, and come into triangle pose. Good. Press in the right big toe. And then inhale, let's breath ourselves up. Keep the arms strong. Turn the right toes in. But lift the chest, look up. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Turn the heels in, and let's come into the Devi pose again. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the legs and the arms are like in a 5-point star. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Good, and then exhale. Now bring the hands to the heart. Good, and hold your pose a few rounds of breath. Here you can lift the pelvic floor. Good, one more, inhale. And then inhale, let's squeeze and press the legs straight, reach up. Exhale, bring the arms out to the side. Heel toe your feet in. Then the arms come all the way down. Good, reach the arms up again. This time grab the left wrist with the thumb and the index finger of the right. And then first lengthen to the left side of the body. And then lean towards your right. Good, let's reach up. And then exhale, release down. Good, so that was one round of the Moon Salutations. And we will come back to that practice in future practices. Now let's go ahead and move into some back bends to increase respiratory health, to create also an openness to the mind, so the mind feels a little spacious, and to bring a lot of counterbalancing to a lot of the sitting that you do as students, and the texting and the driving and the being in chairs. Okay, so we're going to start out first by standing, and go ahead and bend your right knee and just swing your right knee up and back. And then you're going to go ahead and swing it one more time and reach back and grab the inside of the arch of the foot. And then connect the knees together, everybody, and go ahead and bring that right heel in closer towards the right hip. And stretch the quad. Notice my right knee, my right elbow is bending back a little bit, and I've moved to now hold the top of the toes. Good, and then let's go ahead and just release. And let's switch to the other side. I'll show you from the front now. Bend your left knee. And go ahead and sweep. And sweep. Hold your gaze. And then whip it back and grab hold of the inner foot. Right, so it's here to the inside. Good, and then you can walk the hand to the tops of the toes. And then squeeze the knees together. If you want support of the wall, you can use the right hand towards the wall. Or you can come off of your sticky mat. That might help if you're losing the balance. And then just go ahead and stretch the quads. Good, and let's go ahead and release. Good, just sort of walk it out a little bit. Okay, let's go a little further. I'm going to come off the mat just so I can have the wood under my feet. And we're going to repeat. We're going to sweep the right leg back, and we're going to grab hold of the inner foot again. Okay, now this time, lift your chest. Left hand is the left hip. And begin to now take your left arm up. And bring your right knee back a little bit. Good, and begin to arch. Coming into variation of Natarajasana, so the dancer's pose. Good, keep lifting out of the hip points. And then maybe stretch your right knee back a little bit more. You can bend the standing leg a little bit. Good, and then bring the right knee back in line with the left knee. Release the left arm down. Hold the foot with both hands now. And lift your chest. And then release. Good, feels a little more open, no? Let's try the other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg back. Go ahead and reach back, grab it. Good, so lifting the chest, square out the hip, reach the right arm up, and then slowly begin to bring the left knee back behind you, but keeping your whole chest lifted. Right, and just send the left knee back a little bit. So you're really stretching through the back, through the left arm, the left shoulder. You can bend the right leg a little bit. Good, lift and stretch. You can also use a belt, of course. Good, and then let's go ahead and stretch a little bit more maybe. Bring the left knee in line with the right, and then reach your right arm back. Hold the foot with both hands. Square out the elbows, reach back. And let's go ahead and release. And then just walk it out a little bit. Sometimes these balancing postures really try people's patience, because you fall, you come out, and everybody gets frustrated. So don't let yourself get frustrated. Just have fun with it and know that it's something you maybe want to continue practicing on. All right, so let's go ahead. One more level of the posture, meaning one more investigation of it. So let's go ahead and find a point to focus on in front of us. Inhale, bring the right foot back, grip it. Wrap the right shoulder back. Inhale, bring the left arm up, and you can stay here if you'd like, right? First position, we did second position. And then from here down, we'll start to bring the right knee back, moving to the second position. Bend your standing leg a little bit, and now let's tilt forward and come into dancer's pose. One of the variations. Good, press the right foot into the right hand. And then slowly, let's release back to standing. Reach the left hand back. Again, stretch to the right quad. And then release. Let's try the second side. And then again, just come into that point where you're focused, you're connected to your breath. Inhale, bring the left foot back. Raise the right arm up. Connect the knees, inhale. And then exhale again to take the left knee back a little bit. Press the left foot into the left hand. And then maybe begin to tilt forward. Good balance. Bending the right leg if that helps. You can also use the wall. Squeeze the outer hips. And let's go ahead and slowly release. Windmill that right arm back. Grip the foot with both hands. Lift and stretch the front body. And then release. Good. Let's go ahead and drink in the benefits of that sequence. All right, let's prepare the bodies with more back bends. So if you need to release your lower back a little bit, just go ahead and fold down and hold opposite elbows. And you can turn your toes in a little bit. And just release your back. And then switch across the forearms, and let's swing side to side now. Good. And then from there, release your hands all the way down, everybody, and step back to your downward facing dog. And let's stretch out through the legs, through the arms, and through the trunk. Okay, bring your knees to the floor, everybody. Walk the hands forward, come into puppy dog. Bring an arch to the upper back. And open the armpit chest. So try to stack your knees underneath your hips. Lengthen the lower back a little bit and bring an arch to the upper back. Good, and look up, and then slide your right elbow under the left. Come into an easy thread the needle. We won't stay here too long. Just lengthen through the sideways. Come into your Ujjayi practice. Good, then inhale, come back up into that puppy dog position. And then come up, everybody, and then bring your right elbow under the left arm. Let's turn. Good, release, come up one more time into the puppy dog. And then inhale, let's rise all the way up, walk your hands back, everybody. Bring your knees in, let's sit in the Vajrasana. Turn the palms up for a moment. And let's practice 3 Ujjayi breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, create the ocean sound. Finding solace in the breath and also in the dynamic movement of these asanas. So 2 more. Inhale. Extend the belly, rib cage, and chest. Exhale. So 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good, reach the hands back as you open your eyes and come into another modified camel pose. Lift the chest so your back ribs are moving in. My shirt's a little baggy, but you want your back ribs to move in towards the front ribs and then the tailbone to drop. Arch back, look back behind you, open your throat, and create that sound of the ocean. Good, when you complete the breath, slowly coil up, come up. And let's go ahead and bring the hands forward again, everybody, and step your right foot now between your hands. And we're gonna come into the lunge again. This time, walk your left foot back a little bit more, left knee, and then let's go ahead and open the left front of the left hip. And go ahead and spin a little bit on your hip, right? So look over the right shoulder, and then look over the left shoulder, moving the hip side to side. Good. And then from here, now we're going to bend the left knee. And in this case, you might want to grab your belt or your towel. Otherwise, reach back with the right hand, grab hold of the foot, just like we did in the Nakarajasana. And then now begin to bend down a little bit. And then do that a few times. 1, 2, and 3. Good, now turn towards your right, come bring a little bit of a twist in, and then squeeze the heel in closer towards the left hip or the left buttock. So same action we did in that standing variation, here just a little bit in this lunge. Good, pressurize the foot a little bit into the hand. And 1 more breath. And then gently release the foot. Good, and then from there, everybody heel toe your foot to the right. Let's come into the lizard position. You can use blocks to support you to bring the floor up. You can also place the hands on the floor and not the elbows. Good, 1 more Ujjayi breath if that's possible. Creating that sound of the ocean, that hallowed sound. Good, and then let's go ahead and come up. And then just gently straighten out the right leg and fold over. Good, then from there, we're gonna come back into the lunge and just step your left foot up, but place the left knee behind your right knee. And we're gonna come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. And we're gonna come and twist. We're gonna take the right arm back, left arm's gonna come up. And first you're gonna just take the elbow outside the right knee, or you're gonna take it in front of the right knee. Good, and let's turn. Just loosen the spine. Loosen the side of the waist and chest. One more Ujjayi Pranayama, lifting the chest. Good, let's go ahead and now release this position, Ardha Matsyendrasana, the half Lord of the Fishes. And we're gonna bring the hands forward and then go ahead and just flip that left leg back again and come back into the lunge. Good, now this time, keeping the right hand on the floor, you can do it on the inside or the outside of the foot. You decide on the level of access that you have for your body. You're now gonna twist to the left, bend the left knee again, now reach back with the left hand. And squeeze the heel in, and now turn to your left. Good, and then let's go ahead and release. And let's see how that the front of the left hip and quad feels now. Let's go ahead and step the left foot up, and then right away, step your right leg back. Good, now we're on the other side. So gently stretch through the right hip flexor, look over the left, and then the right, left, and then the right. Okay, one more time. Good, now this time we're gonna bend the right knee. We're gonna reach back with the left hand and come into the twisted variation. And then again, take a few kind of pumps. 1, 2, and 3. Come back to the breath, turn to the left, and then maybe draw that right heel in close to the right hip. Look over the left shoulder and come to your Ujjayi breath. So completing the breath. Let's go ahead and release the foot. Go ahead and square out and then come down into the lizard position. Bring the left hand on the inside of the left foot. You can heel to the left foot a little bit out towards the left. Let's come down. Good, with that second Ujjayi, let's go ahead and come up now. Good, just reposition yourself of that lunge, and then we're gonna step the right knee behind the left knee, and then bring the right knee outside of the left foot. Come into this twist. Sit up, grab your hands down your left shin. Let's raise the right arm up, left arm back, and then exhale, hook and twist. And then again, you can also hook the front of the knee and look over the left shoulder. Good, and upon that last Ujjayi, exhale, and everybody go ahead and push forward and then step that right leg back again, come back into that low lunge. You can pause or stay here. Otherwise, bend that right knee, reach back, grab hold, turn and twist. And then keep bringing the heel towards that right hip or right buttocks. Good, and then exhale. Let's go ahead and release, straighten out that left leg. Go ahead and come into a little bit of a split. Good, and then bend your left knee, everybody, and step your left leg back. And let's lift up into the downward facing dog. Good, and from here, raise the right leg up, everyone. Lift and create like a little split. Bend your right knee. And lengthen through that whole right quad, the right side of the trunk. So we're still just really in the prep stage of the back bend, opening up the front of the body. And good, if you'd like, you can go ahead and just
Bring the right foot outside the left foot, down, and then turn your chest to the ceiling and come into a little back bend. Good. Look at your left thumb as you turn. Bring the right arm down. Bring that right leg up again. Back into the knee position, and then release the right leg down. If you'd like to rest, come to child pose. Otherwise, if you can, stay on the downward dog. Stay in the downward dog and come to your Ujjayi breath. Good. Let's go ahead and come back in downward dog if you relax into the child pose, and let's raise the left leg up. Get stack the hips, everybody. Bend the left knee. Point the left knee up to the ceiling. Lengthen your lower back. And then maybe go ahead and drop the left foot outside the right. Spin. Parallel the feet. Lift the chest. Lift, look up. And then look at your right thumb. Exhale. Let's go ahead and spin out. Lift the left leg back up. Bend the left knee again. And then release the left leg down. Good. Let's bring the knees to the floor. Come to child pose now. Release your wrist if you need to, if you felt any constriction there. Okay, let's come up, everybody, and let's go ahead and sit in Vajrasana, or you can sit in Sukhasana. And we're going to bring the block, and we're going to open the upper back, and we're going to do it in the Virasana. So variation one, you're going to bring the heels apart, and you're going to sit in between the heels. Okay. If you don't have that flexibility, you would need to put a blanket underneath your hips or a bolster, and you could sit on the bolster that way, right? Like that, or a pillow, something like that. If this hurts your feet too much, then just come into the cross-legged position and you'll lie back that way. All right, find your lower body position. We're going to inhale, lift the chest. And if you don't have the blocks, you can go down without the blocks, no problem. Roll back. Place your shoulder blades on the first block. Lift your chest, lift your hips. Second block for the head, and then everybody reach back. Pressurize the knees down. Pressurize the shins down. Spread your toes. Reach back. Grip your opposite elbows and open the front of the chest. So here again, now we're in a back bend again. All right, all these different variations of back bends. Feel the spreading of the chest. Feel the connective tissue separating and opening, creating space, the fascia. And let's go ahead and practice the Ujjayi breath here. Inhale, create the ocean sound. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Closing out the back of that throat. Exhale. Good. Reach back on the inhale and then hold the opposite elbows. And now from here, you can just come into natural breath, or if you'd like, continue with the Ujjayi 3 more rounds. Last one. Good. Let's reach the arms back on the next inhale. Arms come to the floor. And now prepare to bring yourself up, press into your elbows, lift your chest, and come all the way up. You can slide your blocks away. And then push off the front of the shins, walk the hands forward, and then lift back into your downward dog. Stretch the knees and the feet, Have a nice exhale. Good. Release any pressure in your lower back. And then bring the knees to the floor, everybody, and then come and sit on the heels again. Come into a gentle twist, turn to the right. Turn to the left. Good. And now we're ready to come into camel position, Ustrasana. So let's use the blocks. I'm going to show you from the side and then I will show you from the front. So first from the front, have your knees hip distance at least. If you'd like to go a little wider, you can. Just find what feels good for your hips. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have the heels reaching back. Grab a hold of your blocks, unless you have a really bendy back and you don't want to use them, it's not a problem. If you don't have blocks, curl your toes then, okay? And if your back feels really stiff or your chest feels really stiff, you don't have blocks, then you can get a chair. So hopefully you have a chair, and I'll bring the chair here. I have blankets on the chair on the seat, and you can have blankets or not. So let's first do it with the block or the curled toes. Let's bring the hands to the waist. Let's lengthen the lower back. Lift the frontal hip points up. Good. With the right hand, reach up and let's go ahead and arch back and squeeze your buttock. And then bring your right hand to the right block and see how that feels. And then windmill up. To the other side. Inhale, reach up. First, lift your chest. Lengthen lower back. And then use the legs to bring you back. And then touch the block. And then come up again. So you can see how you're using your abdominals a little bit and the front of the leg. Good. Let's reach up. Inhale, both arms. Exhale, arms come to the side. Bring your thumbs against the lower rib cage and push your lower rib cage into the front rib cage. Right? So the back ribs move in. Good. And then lengthen the lower back. Let's lean back with the legs. Bring the hands to the block or to your chair. Right? If you don't have the block. Good. Now from here, so your hips are back a little bit. Now lift your chest a little bit and bring your hips forward and begin to push your knees down apart, chin to the chest. Now look up with your eyes and then slowly release the head back, like into the palms of your mother or your father or someone that has cared for you. Breathe here, the Ujjayi. Good. Now to come up, everybody, we're going to bring the hips back towards the blocks again, and then come up, let your eyes look at the ceiling, and then bring your chin all the way down. Good. Bring your knees together. Everybody sit down on the heels and have a rest. Turn the palms up. Have a nice long breath. Good. Let's go ahead. Let's try another round. If you notice the blocks maybe were too high for you, you can lower them. Let's try with medium height for now, for me. And if you find that even reaching back to the chair is not accessible, just practice with the hands at the waist, and you're going to lift the chest and hold your chest proud and tall, and practice here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do number 2. Inner thighs back, hips compact, knees down, lift the chest again, lower back releases. Good. Inhale, start to coil. If you'd like to bring the arms up, you can. It's a little bit more stress on the lower back, so be careful. Reach the arms and then bring the hips back, bring the hands to the block, maybe on the tippy toes, maybe on the palms flat, and then begin to slide the hips forward. Good, like a string is lifting the chest, look up, arch back. And begin to coil back. Good, let's prepare to come up. Rock your hips back. Let your head be the last to come up. And let's go ahead and sit back on the heels. Whew, turn the palms up. It's a very, very deep posture. And it's important to come in with care. So inhale and exhale. You can feel your heart rate even increase, right? So there's something cardiovascular about these back bends. So let's go ahead and one more time, let's come up and let's practice once more. If you'd like to remove the blocks, if you'd like to just place the hands on the heels, that's an option. You can also place the hands on the soles of your feet, just depending on how much access you have. So I will go ahead and practice. I'll try to practice with the heels. So I'll move the blocks. I may curl them for this position. Let's go ahead and come into the beginning position, lift the chest. Reach back or reach forward, depending on what you're working with. Good, exhale. Again, open the chest, coil back. Keep the armpits moving back. Lengthen through the front of the body. Look up and then exhale, look back. Bring your hips over your knees. Good, one more breath here. And then inhale, let's rise up. Good, and sit all the way down. So you may notice that you're able to go deeper and deeper into the pose as you increase the time. So if you practice at home, you'll notice that you'll move into some of these postures a lot more fluidly over time. Let's turn our palms up and let's connect to our breath again. Come to that Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, on the next one, let's go ahead and take the knees apart and exhale. Fold all the way down into the child pose. Bring the hands back to the fetal position, the Mudrasana, Garbhapidasana, and just relax the lower back, relax the whole spine and your hips. Good, after the third exhale of the Ujjayi, let's come up. And let's go ahead and walk the knees forward. Crisscross your ankles. And let's go ahead and roll down, lie down on our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Good, from here, let's go ahead and bring the feet to the floor. And if you do have two blocks, we're going to go ahead and practice the Bandha, the bridge pose, with our feet elevated on the block. So you can have it medium height or you can have it tall, depending on the height of the middle block. So I will do tall. You might have to adjust the block front and back to get to your feet. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to lift the hips. I'm going to bring the block underneath my sacrum and first come into Setu Bandha. Hold the front of the block and let's go ahead and just stretch the right leg. Good, and stretch through the right psoas and then stretch the left leg. All right, so let's let this whole front of the hips open. Press your shoulders to the floor. Good. Make sure that your spine, your lower back, your hips are pressurizing against the block a little bit. And then from there, let's inhale. And now go ahead and just bend one knee, place the sole of the foot on the floor, and bend the second knee. Good. And then from here, we're going to reach the foot now to that block. Right foot, and then the left foot to the block. And we're going to now hold this pose here and let the upper back stretch and the lower body be in one plane. Allow your shoulder heads to wrap underneath your back. And if you can, pressurize your shoulders to the floor, the whole outer arm down. And imagine that there's a nectar or a liquid at your heart that's dripping towards the throat, bringing in nourishment. Nourishment for the thyroid, nourishment for your speech, into the chakra of Vishuddha or Vishuddhi. So let's go ahead and have one more round of the long Ujjayi. Inhale. And exhale. Good. When you've completed that breath, go ahead and release the right foot and then the left foot. Come back into your bridge pose. And now stretch the legs out one more time. Lengthening. If you're not practicing with the block, then just practice this on the ground. Good. And then from there, bend both knees, place the soles of the feet on the floor. You can also be practicing it, in the regular bridge without a knee support. Now we're going to come high on the tippy toes. We're going to inhale and we're going to lift the legs up. If you don't have a block, just bring the hips to the floor now and lift the legs all the way to the ceiling. Good. And just come into a supported shoulder stand. So it may take a lot of effort to hold the legs up. And you're welcome to bend the knees a little bit. But if you do have the ability to straighten the legs, straighten up and bring all of that energy from the feet to the heart and to the throat. Good. One final Ujjayi here, one full round, about 5 seconds in, 7 seconds out, if you can manage it. A little bit longer on the exhale. And then when you complete that, just bend your knees, everybody, and bring the feet to the floor. Good. Reestablish your connection to your breath. One moment. Good. Now scoop your tailbone up towards your pubic bone, and now lift your hips up, and then slide the block all the way out. And then go ahead and bring the hips to the floor, and take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Push your lower back down. You'll feel the lower abdomens engage. So exhale, push in, and then inhale, arch your spine like you would the natural curvature, and then exhale, push again. Let's do that a few times, massaging through the lower pelvis and lower back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. So keep that pelvic tilt, and then exhale. Scoop the tailbone up, lower back presses all the way down. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale, pressing the lower back to the floor. Good. And then bring your knees together. Let them drop in and just rest. And then bring your arms out, palms face the floor. And then from here, just now we're going to open the knee, the knees to the right. Bring your left knee on the inside of your right foot. And then release your back. Look over your left shoulder. Let your eyes relax. Good. Finishing that breath, that Ujjayi breath. Let's inhale, come up, bring the knees up to the center, and exhale. Let's go ahead and twist to the left side. Scoop your lower back forward. Lift your head, look over your right shoulder. Good. And then let's go ahead, let's release. And now bring both knees into the chest. Let's give yourself a little bit of a hug. Again, Supta Pavanmuktasan, and just massage along your lower back, along the middle back and the upper back. Just roll side to side. Good. Then crisscross your ankles and then grip onto the outside of the feet and squeeze your heels into the back of the thigh. Knees can spread. Good. And then switch, other side. Again, releasing the spine in case you felt any kind of pinching or contraction. Good. Let's go ahead and release. Now let's lie down in Shavasana. We're going to do a body scan now to conclude our practice of Asana and chanting. And you can place a block or bolster underneath your knees or underneath your lower back if you'd like to flesh out the shape. Just let your legs relax to the side and then let your feet open up to the side in the corners of the mat, arms along the outside of the body, but not too tight, kind of in a little bit of a star pose. Good, and just come into the natural flow of your breath. Okay, just come in, and again, now we will go ahead and just check in to the state of our body, like we did earlier. Just witnessing any transformation, or if it stayed the same, if it's stagnated, or if it has shifted. And then go ahead and then again acknowledge the state of your mind and your thoughts, the quality of your thoughts, the rhythm, the speed, the subject matter. Just witness anything that has shifted, anything that you've noticed. You may have something ongoing that's plaguing you or concerning you. And all this does is just bring us the opportunity to become more aware. And then last bit, check in on your emotional state, the mood of the mind, the mood of the heart. The mood is connected to the quality of the thoughts, how your speech is, your internal speech, what it's saying, what it's telling you, the stories it writes. Good, and now let's go ahead and just inhale all the way to the heart. And then as you exhale, just let go of all of that witnessing of those 3 states. And now bring your attention to your big toes, and then inhale at your big toes and exhale at your heart. Inhale at your ankles and exhale towards your heart. Bringing your awareness to your calf muscles, inhale to your calf muscles. And exhale to your heart. You can practice Ujjayi Pranayama here as well. Inhale at your knees. Exhale to your heart. Inhale to the tops of your thighs. Exhale to your heart. Inhale at your reproductive organs. And then exhale that energy to your heart. And then bring your awareness to your belly button, your navel center, and inhale there, expanding. With the Ujjayi, bring it to the heart center. Good, and now rest your awareness at your heart center and expand the breath at the heart. And then breathe back into the heart. Now finding your throat, inhale now the Ujjayi into the throat center. And bring the breath back to the heart. Now bring your breath to the soft palate that's in the back of the mouth. Inhale. And then exhale to your heart. Inhale to the third eye space, the space between the eyebrow that rests at the center of the brain. Inhale there. And exhale towards your heart. And then now come to the top of your head and then inhale there. And exhale back to your heart. Good, and now just relax and let your breath flow naturally in and out of the heart center. Feel your exhale elongating. Resting now in your own awareness, resting in your own witness consciousness. Now from here, feel the weight of the body and feel the contours of the body against the surface in which it sits or lays. And on the next breath, everybody, let's go ahead and bring your awareness into the movement of the joints. So wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretch out a little bit. Bring the arms maybe overhead. So let's prepare to come up by bending the knees first. Give ourselves a little hug. And then roll to one side and rest on that arm for one full breath. And then when you're ready, use your left hand in front of your chest on the floor to press yourself up. And then come up. And then sit comfortably in a cross-legged position, any position that you like, with support or not. Come into the straight spine, elevated, and we're going to come back to 3 rounds of the Ujjayi Pranayama, and we'll close with chanting. But again, just let yourself rest in this upright position. And again, notice the quality of the body, of the mind, and of the emotions.
Let's inhale, create the ocean sound. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 7. Letting the belly come in. One more time. Inhale. Exhale for 7. Let's bring the hands to the heart, everybody. Let's close with Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yeah, rub your palms together vigorously. And then go ahead and just bring your hands to your face. Give your face a nice little wipe. Go ahead and wipe along the crown of the head, down the back of the head, on your neck, and then your chest. Go ahead and rub along your arms, and then your legs. And then bring the hands back up to the heart and just bow in. And that concludes our practice. So have a really nice rest of your day wherever you are. And I will see you in the next practice, everybody.